you know, that money's gone, so that's a subtraction situation there.
Now it's time to do the calculations. We're often in a hurry to get through this, so many careless mistakes happen here. Take your time. If it helps you, write out each step. Scratch paper's cheap. But don't lose sight of the question while you're concentrating on the calculations.
You do make some choices. Do I want to use a computer to do this these days? Do I want to use a calculator? Do I want to use paper and pencil? Am I going to do this part in my head? What am I going to write down? How much am I going to record? Those are kinds of decisions in carrying out the plan. And constantly checking as you're carrying out the plan that you aren't getting away from the problem that you wanted to solve, that this is in the direction that you were planning in the first place. Because sometimes you can get lost in the plan and forget what you were trying to solve in the first place.
And what would it be for the $1,500 car?
It would be 18%.
It would be 5. It would be 5.
You'll be paying for that car $1,500.
All
right. You'd be paying 18%.
Okay, so what would my bills be like that? How many bills or what?
At a year, you'd be paying them back $429 for that year.
$429 per year in interest or in payments?
And interest 21%, 18%. $429 is the whole year. That's the interest.
Did you follow what he said? If we pay $429 a year on a $1,500 loan, that's 28.6%, not 18 to 21% like he said. And we'd be paying off part of the balance each month, so the payment should be even less. And what about that $500 down? When it's your money on the line, don't just take their word for it. Do the math yourself.
The annual amount for financing, $640.37. We have to multiply that times 5 because it's 5 years. And the total is $3,201.85. What you're saying is that they're gonna charge you the 9% on this amount, and then the next year is gonna be a different amount because you already paid 1 year?
Don't worry about trying to get the exact dollar amount.
It's true. We usually pay off principal as we go. Interest is figured on a declining balance. It's an involved calculation, but if you simply multiply principal times rate times time, you'll get an idea of what it costs to finance a purchase. This estimate will be greater than your actual cost.
If we look at these guys loading this thing, the guy has to raise the packet up and then move it along and then drop it down. The order in which those things happen is really important. If he does things in the wrong order, that container is just going to slam into the side of the ship. The way you do things really makes a difference, and it's the same in arithmetic and mathematics. If you want to add something to something else and you want to take something away from that, the order in which you do things can be really important.
When you have several operations in a math problem, the order you perform them can make a difference. So to avoid confusion, mathematicians have agreed on a sequence to follow called the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction.
You look at the order of operations. The first one says, do all work inside parentheses or above and below a fraction bar. The second one is evaluate powers and square roots. Third is multiply and divide. And the fourth is add and subtract. The basic rule for this is that when we're doing a longer equation, we're going to do those things in that order, and we'll always work from left to right. So what do we have here? We have a problem with some multiplication, a problem with some addition, and a problem with some subtraction. Now, if we follow the order of operations and we work from left, piece of this problem would we do first? Do we have anything in parentheses?
No.
No. Do we have any powers and roots?
No.
Do we have any multiplication or division? Multiplication we have. Yes. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to do the multiplication. So we start from left to right, and we have 3 times 4. Okay. If it helps, you can draw a little arrow or a V, and just write that piece 3 times 4, and you get what? 12. And we keep going to the right. Do we have any more multiplication?
Yes.
What else do we have?
7 times 2.
7 times 2, and that's going to be?
14.
And then we could, in each step, rewrite everything.